guys, so for today's home learning, I thought I'd watch a documentary. And I was thinking, what could I watch? And then I realised, I got Disney Plus. I can watch loads of documentaries on it. So many, and they have a lot of docu-series on it. So I found one called Behind the Attraction, and season 1 has 5 episodes. But I watched episode 4 because it was the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. I was actually on the Tower of Terror in Disneyland Paris back in, I would have been like in 2nd year when I was in 2nd year going on a French school trip. So yes, I wanted to see all the behind the scenes and how it came about. The attraction actually opened on July the 22nd, 1994 is when they first opened up, and it was 199 feet 11. So they had to have it at 199 feet 11 because they wanted it at 200 feet, but if it was at 200 feet it would have to have this like red flashing warning light, which they just didn't want to have because that does not go with the theme of a hotel. So they actually have 4 Towers of Terrors. They have one in California, one in Florida. I think Florida was first and then it went to California, I think, if I remember correctly, and Paris, and there's actually one in Japan as well. They actually, with the mechanism they used in the attraction, they actually defied the laws of gravity, because in the ride it's not gravity that's pulling you down, it's actually the ride that's pulling you down. The ride is actually set in like the 1940s old Hollywood, but they also wanted it to be based off the TV series The Twilight Zone. So they wanted the actual actor, but he had died 20 years before the ride was actually being made. So they actually just took clips of him and edited it very well and had someone do voiceover so it looked like he was speaking. And so when you fall, you're falling into the Twilight Zone. Whereas in Japan, in Disney Sea, Japanese didn't know anything about the Twilight Zone, so they had to change it up. So it was actually, they came up with this explorer idea, and he comes back with ancient artifacts, and he comes back with like this idol, which then causes chaos and it makes you fall. So that's what they did there. And I think in Disneyland Paris, they have a little girl who tells you actually not to go on the ride because they make it very spooky. It's like a little bit paranormal. They did it to be paranormal because it already had the haunted mansion, so they didn't want it to be the same, and they wanted it to be a bit different. And yeah, I can confirm like it is a bit paranormal because you go on and like you're like in a hotel and they talk and there's like TVs and there's screens and things playing and little interactive things, and you walk around to it. Concierge, I think you would call him. He's in like the 1940s, like the wee hat on and the matching outfit, and he's taking you round. And as you go on, he chooses people to scream at, and he screamed right in my face before I went on. Fun. Yeah, it's a cool experience if you want to do it. I just don't particularly like rides, it's not my thing. I don't like that feeling in my stomach you get when you're dropping, but it is pretty cool, and the window opens up so you see all over Disneyland, all over the park. It's really cool. What I also really love is the people that actually come up with the concepts and design these rides and think of the stories and all are actually called Imagineers, which is Imagine and Engineers together, which I think is really cool. Like, that's a lovely little name for it. So yeah, there is 4 other documentaries in that series about different rides, so it'd be really cool to check out. It's very interesting to see all the work that goes behind the scenes and like the ideas they previously had and what worked and what didn't work. I think it's really cool.